All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Alchemy Podcast. I'm your host, Doug Cartwright, and I'm here with guest today, Dallas Lobato. It's been a long time in the making for this.
Yes, sir. I'm just honored to be here. If you go back and look at the list of guests that you have, it's just nothing but legends. So I'm humbled, super grateful that you hit me up.
Thanks for making the drive down here. And what's crazy is that when this podcast gets released, it's going to be probably first, second, third week of March. And that means we're just a couple of weeks away from summer.
We're getting there.
Can you believe we're already turned the corner again?
Every year, the off season goes by faster, like especially with kids, and my daughter's in competition dance and they're just like starting to do all these things. It feels like every single year I'm like, damn, it's summer again already. We're ready to go.
Yeah. What summer is this going to be for you?
This will be summer 9.
Ninth summer. Wow.
A few more than we planned on. But
I did 10 and then I tapped out.
Yeah.
So you're cruising right along.
Yep. Getting there.
Cool. And have you been at Vivint the whole time?
So I started at Vivint in 2017, and then I was planning to go out for my second summer with Vivint, and my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, I got her pregnant. And so I was kind of put in this place where we were only 19 years old.
Oh, you're young.
Yes.
Yeah, life came at you real fast.
Very fast. So like her parents are super religious, LDS. I think her dad was in the bishopric at the time, and my parents kind of same. And so it's kind of a negative connotation about the fact that I had gotten her pregnant. Like I remember her dad, the first thing he said to me was, well, that's what happens when you play adult. And I'm like, oof, okay, shoot. So like I kind of got the vibe that, they might not love me that much if I try to get this girl to move to Kentucky with me and go do that in the summertime. So I stayed home, worked locally for a couple companies. I don't know if you've heard of ES Solar. Kind of just was able to take what I learned from Vivint, and it was such a small company at the time that like easily get a job managing a lead setting team there. Did it for about 6 months, and after being at Vivint, like there's just this feeling, this culture, and I was there at the start when you're still there and you have all the VPs still there and Todd Peterson is still there, and there's just something in the air of just like, man, just everybody there was hungry and focused and dominating. And so took a brief stop at the solar company. Kind of was too small for me to really like get my fill and like dive in and do what I wanted to do. And then I worked for a company called Dish One. I think it's called Caliber now.
Oh yeah, I know the Caliber guys really well.
Yeah, and kind of piloted the Sprint cell phone program over there, knocking doors for Sprint. Did it out of Farmington. And it was really cool for a little bit. I think I ran the top team in their cell phone division for like 6 months. And again, after about 6 months, I'm just like, man, I don't think I'm going to get to where I want to go without the leadership that I had at Vivint. And I was super fortunate at the start to have been mentored very closely by Cody Vabel.
Cody's a goat. Love just Cody, one of the best humans.
The man. And at 18, 19 years old, I was at his house 3 or 4 times a week. We were going to the gym together. And my first summer, I was just average. I sold like 60 accounts. There was no reason that somebody in his position in life should have taken that much interest in me and spent that much time with me. And it just so impactful. He gave me permission to dream bigger and to really like go after it. And he was really the first person on a business level that I super respected that believed in me. And
I mean, I'm so glad you brought that up. Every successful person that I know, highest tier level, whether it's successful relationship, successful business, successful leader, successful salesman, at one point in their life, commonality is they had someone they looked up to who believed in them more than they believed in themselves.
100%.
And that person for you was Cody.
It was Cody.
Yeah.
Yep. Changed my life. To this day, I'm still beyond grateful for just the time and energy spent with me.
Amazing. Yeah, there's so many incredible people that went through that Vivint era. I want to go back to something real quick though, because I'm curious, right? So you're 19 years old.
Yes.
And you get your girlfriend pregnant.
Yes.
Right? Now wife.
Yes.
It sounds like everything worked out and it's all amazing.
Amazing.
Right?
She's the best.
What went through your head though when you're 19 years old and you're like, oh shit,
yeah, dude,
girlfriend's pregnant. Like,
yes.
Walk me through that experience. Was there shame? Was there fear? Was there embarrassment? Was there guilt? Was there panic? Or were you like, this is actually going to work because this might be my person? What was going through your head in that experience?
Dude, it was a little bit of everything. So I was at the Indian casino in Pocatello, Idaho.
Come on.
With my boys, getting our gambling on.
Just playing blackjack.
Yeah, bro. I don't even think they had the tables at the time. So we're playing like digital blackjack with whatever money I had to my name at the time. Probably shouldn't have been at the casino. But long story short, we were driving home. So like night was over, driving home, I get a call and she's like, I'm pregnant.
Over the phone.
I'm like, dude,
boys.
With the boys. All the boys in the car. Freaking Gucci flip-flops is playing in the background. And I get that call. And I just like, I didn't even know what to say. Like to her, I tried to play like, oh, it's going to be okay. Like, we'll figure it out. I hung up the phone and I'm like, damn.
Did you share it with the rest of the guys?
Yeah. I was like, my life just changed forever. And everybody's like, what do you mean? What do you mean? And I'm like, Capri's pregnant. And everybody in the car just, dude, it was almost somber. Like everybody was just like, treated it like, oh my gosh, your life is over. And I had one friend, his name is Braden Kendall. And he was the only one that was like, congratulations, dude, you're going to be an amazing dad. I'm so happy for you.
What was it like to hear that?
I almost couldn't even like process it completely because I was almost on the same wavelength as everybody else in the car.
A little somber, a little scared.
Like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I'm 19. I have no money. I have nothing. I've established nothing as far as a career goes. I come off a decent summer with Vivint. I sold 55 deals. I made 25 grand, but like I'm in no position to be a dad, right? And so for me, it was just kind of shock. And I tried to play it cool because she was freaking out. And so we came home and talked about it. First thing I did was call my parents, and my parents are amazing.
Yeah, how did they respond to that?
They were pumped.
Cool.
They were just like...
So cool to hear that.
Just ecstatic. Yeah, they were so excited, kind of talked me off the ledge of being nervous, just reassured us that we'd be okay. And like... From there forward, I kind of had a lot more confidence in the process because the reaction from my parents.
One thing I love asking, so I'm at a phase of my life, I'm 37, I'm definitely looking for a wife and I want to be a dad.
Yeah.
And I've got a lot of friends right now who are having kids. And I just had Alex Hall on the podcast last week, to those who are hearing, and she explained it really well. But one of my favorite questions to ask people is, what's it like to have a kid? How would you explain the experience?
I would explain it as... Like, you might think you love your parents, or you might think you love your spouse or your friends, but the joy of being a parent and the love you have for your child is unparalleled to anything else on the face of the... It's the greatest. Take away everything. And I kind of went through an experience this summer. We can dive in a little bit later with family and my kids and the loss of a baby. And so, but yeah, dude, it's a sacred... just beautiful. Like I can't explain it. I love it more than anything on the planet. Being a parent is the greatest. If I lost everything today, still had my wife and kids, I'd be completely satisfied.
Yeah, my friend Alex, the way she explained it was the first time someone explained it, and I love that response. It aligns with what she said, and it still has blown my mind. She said having a kid is like accessing a new dimension of love on planet Earth. And I'm like, oh, that makes sense in my brain. And so to hear you say that too, it's just like, wow.
I don't think that could be worded any more eloquently. I think that's fairly spot on. That's exactly it. Like I said, it's a different kind of love.
Yeah.
Different kind of love. And you get this little human being and you are shaping their entire reality. Like everything, the way they respond to stress, situations, anger, anxiety. And it's crazy to watch them go from like drinking a bottle, crapping their pants, that's all they can do. And it's like every little win along the way. Oh, he's crawling. You're freaking pumped, dude. He took his first steps. You're pumped. They said this word. You're pumped. And then like translates into them getting older. And it's like they start saying words correctly that they said wrong. And it's almost sad because you're not a baby anymore. Like
growing up.
Yeah, exactly. So it's amazing.
Yeah. So share a little more what happened last summer. Talk about that.
My wife and me were set to have our third kid in May, in the middle of the summer, and I went home a couple days before her due date, and right before we went in, just like 2 days before her due date, we're full term, she's like, I haven't felt him move today at all. And I'm like, she's more like, anytime something happens to one of our kids, like, let's go to the hospital. Let's
a little more paranoid, yeah.
A little bit more paranoid, and I'm not at all. And so we went into the hospital, and just they couldn't find a heartbeat. And so it was pretty brutal. His name's Banks. It kind of led me, I mean, there's really no silver lining in that situation because once you have kids, you kind of know what's coming. I'd say the days my kids are born has been the best days of my life. And in that situation first of all, we had to go back home. So they weren't like ready for us to go do this. And what a lot of people don't know about a stillborn, it's like commonly confused with like a miscarriage, but babies are viable from like week 22 forward. And we're 39 weeks into this pregnancy. And so it's not something that commonly happens, right? More than you think. But ultimately, at the end of the day, we had to go back home and like try to go to sleep before they were ready for us to come back in.
Oh, so you found out?
Found out at night, like home. Midnight, and then they sent us home because they weren't ready for us to deliver the baby. So
talk about what's going through your head that night.
Just
how do you
sadness.
How do you manage?
You don't like. I don't even. It was just so much to process, and honestly, like. More for my wife than me. And so we go home and try to sleep. Obviously, we can't sleep. Go back into the hospital the next day, and you go in there. You know you're about to go face 10 hours of labor, and to come out on the other side of that, and your baby's going to be not living. And so for me, it was horrible. Like the whole process was horrible. My wife, I don't know how she's doing it. Like she still keeps going. She's still showing up for our kids every day with a smile on her face, even though she's facing just an immense amount of grief and loss. And the whole process. I mean, just after that, they let us hold him for 6 to 12 hours. At the end of it, they come and take him, and my wife's holding him, and she's just bawling, screaming, "Don't take my baby. You can't take him out of my arms." And you got to sit there and like, no, baby, they have to take him. Like, it's just it's a heavy, heavy process. And then after that, this is the middle of the summer.
Yeah. So you got to go back out.
I'm running a team, you know what I mean? And so
how did that experience change you from your summer moving forward?
Oh, to be honest with you, Doug, like I've been at a point in my life where I've made millions of dollars in commission-based sales, built our dream custom house at 24 years old. Like I was at a point in my life where I thought that my shit didn't stink and that I had figured I built this life. I had grown up LDS, and from about 16 forward, my life's been void of God. And so what it did for me is I actually out in the summer, I'm depressed, she's depressed. I'm trying to cope with her in the morning and be on the same page as her, and then I'm trying to go.
Did she stay here? Did she go back?
No, she come back out. I'm trying to meet her where she's at every morning, and where I'm at, to be honest. And then I'm trying to like wipe that clean, walk out the door, go to correlation, and get
a new face.
50 sales reps fired up to go win on the day. And it was taking a heavy mental toll on me, and I couldn't find meaning in going out and trying to sell 3 alarms that day. I really couldn't. One day I was in my car. I was just crying. I was depressed. It's like, I'm going to pray. And in this moment, I need an answer. I'm going to go all the way this way or all the way this way.
And who did you pray to? Was it Mormon God, general?
God.
God, whatever it is.
I don't necessarily subscribe to any religion. I have nothing against any of them. My parents are still active. Her parents are still active. They hold callings in the church. I think the church is great. For me, where I'm at now is I feel like God is a lot bigger than any religion, more than we can comprehend. And in that moment, I was just praying to God. Anything. It could have been the universe. It could have been God. I was saying, if there's a higher power out there, like, I need to know. And I've never had like divine intervention in my life. I pray in my car for probably 2 hours that day. Come home later and just saying, like, please, like, just give me something. Like, let me know something is real. If not, I'm probably not pursuing this path anymore. Come home that night. We're living with my wife's best friend and my best friend out in the summer. And she comes up to me and she's just like, "Hey, I was at the store today and I don't know why, but something told me to buy this for you." She hands me a Bible. I'm like, wow. So I just got home from work. She hands it to me. I go up to the bedroom. Everybody's downstairs. They're cooking dinner. I'm like, all right, I'm going to open this Bible before I like get in the shower. I'm going to see what it says. First thing I open up to the Bible, I don't even remember the verse. I should. This is horrible, but I remember exactly what it said. The page it was open to, the bookmark from the store was on. The first thing I read on this page says, "God is near the brokenhearted and heals those who are crushed in spirit." Dude, I just got full body chills. Just something just overwhelmingly just hit my soul. And kind of from that day forward, some of that weight was lifted. It's still there and it's still heavy, but I was humbled. God kind of stripped me. And what I realized in in throughout that process was you could have everything. You could have a great career. You could have all the money in the world, beautiful wife, amazing kids. And when you take a loss like that, it really like put into perspective for me that it doesn't mean anything. Like you could have all that and be depressed and wake up and not want to get out of bed in the morning and feel horrible. And it definitely knocked me down a peg and in a good way. And I'm just super grateful for my wife. She's been so...
What do you mean? So I love the topic of synchronicity.
Yeah.
Right. I'm a big believer in synchronicity. I have a beautiful relationship with the divine, God, universe, whatever you want to call it. Very similar in your beliefs that I believe in a God and theology that includes all religions. Omnism might be something you might subscribe to. And at the same time, I believe that the universe and God is very engaged and a part of all of our lives and creates moments of synchronicity or coincidences or the unexplainable as reminders and help us on our path, right? And so when you look back at that moment, it's like, okay, I'm going to pray for the first time. I'm 2 hours in my car, like pleading for anything. You walk home, your wife gives you a Bible, you open up the page and it's, God is with the brokenhearted. What do you make that to mean?
To me, it was just that there is divine, that there is something more. Like I've never been more certain, I guess, than in that moment that there's something bigger than us.
Yeah.
That's what that meant.
And I love the word certainty. I'm a big Tony Robbins guy, and Tony Robbins talks a lot about certainty. Like how, if you were embodied in absolute certainty. So from one of my favorite, because I have a lot of coaching clients and you know this, you will love this analogy. If I'm like, okay, so I talk about certainty one-on-one calls. So I said, Dallas, if you were absolutely certain that there was a neighborhood 2 hours west of us of 45 homes and all 45 people desperately wanted Vivint, what would you do right now?
I would get in that car.
You would push the mic away. You'd get up like, Doug, sweet, it's good to see you.
Yes.
And you would drive straight there.
Yeah.
And you would knock until midnight.
Yep.
1 a.m.
Yep.
And you go back tomorrow.
Yep.
Because you have absolute certainty.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And that's going to change your behavior. Right. So that being said, now that there's certainty in a higher power and God in your life, how has that changed your behaviors?
I don't know how to word this. Let's say my actions now are done with the fear of God in me. Like I made a lot of decisions up until that point in my life absent of God. And maybe not the best decisions always because of that. Again, my own arrogance, thinking that I built this life by myself. I'm the man. I figured this out. Like I don't need that, right? And so, and then just like taking a step back, and I look at every mentor that I've had that I love and revere and respect, and not one of them, all of them have some sort of faith. Every single, you look at all the biggest motivational speakers, you look at every successful person, in some facet or another, these people have faith. So I'm like, what? I'm not smarter than them by any means. And so for me, it was just like, now it's, I pray more often, and yeah, dude, it's changed my perspective on a lot, to be honest.
Yeah, I think for me, I really resonate with a lot of your story. I was at Vivint from 2010 to about 2020, and 2010 to 2017, I didn't have a relationship with God. I grew up Mormon, and I'm like, it wasn't for me, didn't resonate.
Yep.
Family, my mom's very active in the church, but I'm like, I don't know if this is for me. And so I didn't really have a, God in my life. And then it was when I took that serious in 2017, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go seek this out. And I built a relationship with the divine. My whole life changed forever. Yep. And I just have so much, I just want to acknowledge you for going after that, because I know how big of an impact it made on my life. And it seems like it's influencing your life as well.
Definitely.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. How does it change your relationship with the job?
Like honestly, the way that I feel about it and the place that it pulled me out of where I was at mentally, the job's always been semi-spiritual to me. Like the stewardship of managing people, like it's something I've always taken very seriously. Like I'm a passionate person when I speak, when I lead correlations, when I do those things, like I am doing it with my heart and soul every single, like I will leave correlation out of breath. Like I prepare hard for those things and I pour a lot into my people. And so, for me, you know, it's another opportunity to maybe help people find the same thing. We're this year rolling into this year. I'm going to incorporate Faith Fridays. I'm going to try to teach lessons from the Bible that correlate to leadership and sales. So I'm the kind of person that like does something all the way or not at all. Like I almost get a little bit obsessed with things. It's kind of my personality type. And so for me, it's like I got this far without that in my life. And for me, it's kind of exciting to think what I can do with that in my corner and how I can impact people on a more spiritual level than just
I'm really excited to see the impact you have.
Yeah.
Chris, how big is the squad looking this year?
We'll have about 85 reps.
I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, not too bad. It's been good.
One office?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so we'll
stacking
be
it.
OKC West.
Yeah, that market always produces.
Yeah, she always does.
She always comes through.
Yeah, the goal is to be the top office at Vivint this year. So
yeah.
And I truly think it's fairly attainable with the squad we have.
Yeah, one thing I want to pivot to is, I want to get into some tactics here. It's turning the corner into the sales season. There's a lot of people who are probably listening to this who they're managing for the first time.
Yeah.
Right. There's a lot of young leadership in the industry, whether it's solar, Vivint, Pest, right? I'm seeing a lot of there's kind of a turnover happening, new growth, new leadership. From your perspective, having been in the industry for a while now, what are the biggest mistakes you see new reps and new managers make?
For managers, for me, I think for the first like 3 or 4 years of my career, I made the mistake of putting my friends in leadership positions that maybe weren't necessarily leaders. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful manner to them. If you listen to this, I love you guys. But ultimately what it did was water down my culture, because you could have these 4 or 5 year vets that are only selling 80 or 100 accounts. And what that does is when a new rookie comes in who's a stud and they see this other guy who's a stud and he's a leader in your office because he looks the part. And they're like, well, if that guy's only selling 100 deals, and he's him, like there's no way I'm going to do better than that. So one of the biggest things that changed for me when we started really like, running 2,000 plus account offices and killing it was just really strict standards of like what it meant to be a leader. And it had nothing to do with how long I've known you or the relationships we had. There was just a standard that we set and you either hit the standard or you didn't. And we became super clear on what that looked like. And also just understanding that like, hey, if you go run the top office at Vivint, it's because you have the best standards. It's because you have the best systems. It's because you have the best standards. It's not like you can't just say a goal and say, oh, we're going to go work harder and do it and get there. And so for managers, your standards are everything. I cannot express enough what a massive difference just sticking to those standards will make in your organization, because everybody sets the guidelines and the rules, but it's really easy when your best friend doesn't hit it to be like, oh dude, you're good. You're fine. It next week. Yeah. You're fine. Yeah. And that kills you. And for new reps is just, honestly, dude, I think rookies work harder than anybody in the industry. Like I think about how hard I worked my rookie year. Like there was multiple days where I walked 22 miles, grinding, 23 miles, right? Just like absolutely hustling. Do not try to reinvent the wheel. Your manager knows what he's doing. Literally just copy and paste his sales process. Do not add a single word, comma, pause, or additional thing, and you'll win. That's it. It's literally attitude, work ethic, and just learning the process. Once you know the process, super easy from there.
Yeah, so going back to standards, right? I learned this from Jeff Mendez, but the 2 standards I had in my office were always have a positive attitude and work all the hours.
Yep.
That was it, right?
Attitude and work ethic.
Yeah. So I'm curious, from your perspective, as you've been around top teams, multiple 1,000 account offices, what are the standards that those top offices implement that others might not? Yeah.
So we're, super, super strict on the schedule. Like it's every day meeting at the same time, every day getting on doors by a set time. It's non-negotiable. Picking up car groups at a set time, it's non-negotiable. If you want to be a leader in our office, it's 6 a week. We have the Sunday meetings, we do car group drafts, all that stuff. So if you want to make any decisions or have any type of influence in the office, more so than just being a sales rep, it's bare minimum at 6 a week. If you don't hit it the first week, we'll put you on a probation. You don't hit it 2 weeks in a row, you're like removed from leadership. But I would say, something little, like even when I started managing teams, I would go up there every day. I wouldn't have a presentation prepared. I would maybe have a topic that I wanted to talk about, but there wasn't a TV, there wasn't a hard presentation. Now every single training, like everybody in our office, if you get the chance to train the night before, you're going to take a good hour or two and you're going to prepare your presentation. It's going to look aesthetically pleasing. You're going to have slides. It's going to be professional. I think it's like the devil's really into details in this industry, especially. It's focusing really hard on, okay, I had a rookie that maybe he sold 5 2 weeks ago and he hasn't sold in 4 days. If we have a rookie go longer than 3 days without selling, a leader is going to find that rookie. We're going to go out and make sure we shadow them for an hour. They come shadow us and see another sale. So I think, the margin between good and great is very, very slim. And for me, it's not like these major aha things I could tell you. It's just like we're really into the details of our business and the way it's being ran. And those little things, they pay dividends over the course of a summer.
Yeah, what is your question I love asking leaders is what expectations do you set for rookies coming into the summer? A big mistake I see a lot of managers make, and I want to get it squashed in the industry, is you recruit a guy, oh, you're going to crush it, you're going to kill it, you're going to make so much money, come out, you're going to love it, so fun with the boys. Yeah. And then a new rookie goes out there for the summer and inevitably just gets his face kicked in the first week. And he's like, oh, this isn't for me, I'm out, right? So I know that setting expectations in successful offices, leaders also set very clear expectations. What's the conversation you have with rookies as they come out for the first time?
Yeah, so that conversation, I mean, it's really a 2-part conversation. Initially, upon recruiting people, I don't even talk about money. Like if it's an industry guy, obviously we're going to get into the details of dollars, but my pitch is completely different. Mine is this. I'm going to teach you how to communicate, negotiate, sell, close. I'll teach you leadership, public speaking, every hard skill that you need to go succeed in business. If you don't want to do this for the rest of your life, I promise we can teach you and we can do it at a very, very high level. And if you come out this summer and you don't make a penny, you will be so grateful that you did it because of the skill set that you will acquire from doing this job. And then I'll talk about our team, right? Like I just talk about competing. We do it at the highest level. We've won multiple cups. I've won Madness a few times. Like I think that working with us, the byproduct of being in a winning culture surrounded by winning people that are doing it at a high level, you will make money. But dude, at the end of the day, like, it's the skill set that's valuable. It's the network. It's the relationships that are provided through the opportunity. And so off rip, I'm really not even talking about money. It's not like, hey, come out, you're going to crush it and sell 100 and you're going to make 80 grand. It's going to be sick. And you and everybody else in the whole industry, right? And so for me, when I started really feeling like, okay, I'm doing this recruiting thing at a high level is when it became more about like, why us? What makes our team unique? Why would you come work with me? There's a million great leaders in the door-to-door space. There's a million great companies. What separates our group from those? And when I honed in on those things, I feel like that's really when we kind of got a little bit better. And
it's attracting the right person.
Yep.
Right. You want the type of guy who's like, oh, I got to go learn a new skill set. I can become more economically resourceful. I can become a better speaker. I can become more graded. That's the guy you want on your team.
100%.
Yeah.
Yep. And then really like getting out to summer, I kind of have the same like first day of summer correlation every year and just kind of outline the rules and what our office does. So it's basic stuff, right? We do like a 3-strike policy for being late. The first time it's a warning. The second time you're on probation. Third time, I don't care if you're...
What does probation look like?
Probation just looks like if you're late one more time, you're fired. So you're in that
oh, so it's kind of like, it's like... Yeah.
It's that you're on the yellow light. You're getting close.
No other consequences of being on probation other than you're one more strike and you're out?
Yeah, one more strike and you're fired. That's it. Again, I'm a big believer in teaching people the right principles and letting them govern themselves. I don't try to micromanage anybody. I'll clearly outline what it needs to be from day one. And if another thing that I think over the course of my career for managers on here is like, you got to be fast to fire people. Really struggled with that at the start. Like I have a big heart, and sometimes those guys that like, maybe they're not necessarily a cancer, but they're just not selling anything.
But they're not adding value.
No, they're a really good guy though. And you're just
they're fun to hang out with.
You're like, dude, I love this kid. Like I don't want to let him go, but that's definitely a big thing. And then we don't have many rules. Zero negativity. Like if you send something negative in the group chat, I'll text you in 10 seconds and you're getting reamed. Like no negativity, and then just work the hours. That's it. Outside of that,
it's crazy how far those 2 rules will take you.
Yeah. That's about the only 2 you need.
Yeah, I love that. Talk to us a little bit about Vivint, because from my perspective, when I was at Vivint had swagger.
Yes.
All the top dogs were there. It was so fun. Like, you look at, you actually had a really good Instagram post about it, of like all the talent that come from Vivint that got really viral. So much talent, so many leaders, so many entrepreneurs in the space came from this little window. Then there was a time a couple of years ago when some talent left. Yeah. And Vivint lost its swagger. Yeah. It lost its swagger a little bit. Yeah. And you could feel it. And it feels like today that Vivint got its swagger back. Yeah. And I'm going to say, I'm going to give a shout out to Steven Anderson. Yeah. Right. Dear friend of mine. He helped bring Vivint swagger back, I would say. Yeah. But it feels like Vivint is like cool again. There was a window where it's like, dang, Vivint lost its touch. Yeah. And I was kind of sad because I'm a Vivint guy through and through. I love Vivint. Yeah. And it's kind of sad to see from the outside looking in. But it feels like the Vivint's back. Dude.
So I actually took a big loss in that whole thing too. I was year 1 by year 4, my group was doing 2,300 accounts.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it was good. We grew fast.
You're growing fast.
Then all the VPs kind of got pushed out. And with that, they kind of took some people. I was really close with Cody, and he went and started his own thing. And I think he had a lot of influence over a lot of the people in our group. I work with Trevor Frank, and they worked really closely together. And so it did feel there for a second. And it was crazy because all these guys in solar, they're just making money hand over fist. Like
crazy.
4 or 5 years ago,
there was a little window in the solar where if you could count to 10 and twiddle your thumbs, you could make $150K.
Yes, 100%. And so, man, I'd be lying if I said during that time, I wasn't like, wow.
Yeah, were you looking over the fence?
So I lost a group of managers, a 1,200 account team, to Legacy Power, and I was getting some pretty crazy offers thrown around at me to go look and do other things. And
what kept you at Vivint?
So I was kind of put in this unique position where all of the high level leaders from our partnership had kind of been picked out and gone other places. And so then it was just kind of like me and Trevor and Rob Jackson. And it was like, I saw this, I was uniquely positioned to get very closely mentored, to get all the resources, to get all the time, to get all the energy. And I kind of just felt this urge that dude, Vivint, we might have lost some people, but Vivint's still Vivint. Don't forget, you could take some of the talent from the company. It's still a multi-billion-dollar cash printing machine. That's the bottom line. Again, Vivint has... there's nobody and maybe I'm wrong. Sam Taggart reamed me for this, but I made a post talking about, we had 415 reps over 100,000 last year. It was like 257 over $257,000, 187 over $500,000, 32 over $1 million, 9 people over $2 million. There's a couple people in that $5 million range, and then a guy made over $10 million in the sales program at Vivint last year. Find me where that's being done. Show me. I'm not ignorant. I know there's other great companies out there. And so a lot of people give me slack when I go online. I'm like, hey, Vivint's the best. But just show me the numbers. Show me where that's happening.
It's hard to argue with those numbers.
It's hard to argue that, right? And so for me, I stuck around because, number one, Vivint does do a good job at making you believe that it's the best.
Hey, I drank that Kool-Aid for a long time, brother.
Yes, dude.
My blood bleeds orange.
Yes, dude. And it was, because whether they're here or not, what your generation of people did at Vivint, that still exists. It's not like everybody just left and we forgot how to operate. It's not like everybody left and we forgot the principles that Todd taught, and Casey and Jeff and Bo and Cody and the Browns. It's not like when they left, all that just ceased to exist. You still have some very high level dogs. The partners at Vivint or the VPs at Vivint now, those guys would be running the top door-to-door companies in the industry.
You put Kenny Cox in any company, he's number one.
No, 100%. Yeah. Puck Hereford and Aaron Doria, $180 million in revenue last year. 38,000 alarm accounts. Like they would be crushing.
That's crazy.
90%. Cheyenne Thatcher, over 40,000 accounts last year. Neil Rogers, over 60,000 deals.
Neil's his own company.
Every single division in Vivint last year grew by more than 30%.
Hey, I'm telling you, Vivint Swagger's back. I feel it.
At scale.
I feel it.
At scale, where the company grew by 30% last year. So for me, we took some blows for sure. You know what I mean?
There was definitely a period of time, and I won't debate this, that there was a period of time a couple of years ago where if you were in the door-to-door space, you were better off in solar than at Vivint.
I might agree with that.
100%. A couple of years ago. Today, I don't know.
However,
it's changed with the tax credits and things going on. I don't know about that anymore.
To counter you on that, during those years, I was getting stock at $6 a share.
It's true. Didn't it pop today?
It's at over $180 today.
Crazy, yeah.
So maybe upfront cash. For
I would say for a first-time rep.
Yes.
First-time rep that isn't getting equity at Vivint. A couple years ago, solar was better. Now, again, this is the first time it switched back. I don't know. I don't know now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Vivint's back. The leadership's great. I've had a lot of great Vivint leaders in where you're sitting on, and I'm getting back on the Vivint bandwagon. And I would say this is just personal. I love coaching Vivint reps.
Yeah.
I love coaching Vivint reps.
Why?
Because I know the pitch. So we do a lot of, my big thing at Alchemy is you don't have a sales problem. You have a personal problem blocking your sales. So I get a lot of pests. I get a lot of solar. And that stuff's so incredibly helpful and people love it. And I've got so many clients that way. And there's just like a little excitement I get when it's like, oh, okay, by the way, can you actually help me with my pitch? I'm like, oh yeah, I can help with your pitch. Yeah. I can sling this thing.
You're the man, bro. Like I remember coming into Vivint when I started and like half of the sales training videos I watched was you. Like I can't tell you how many times I watched your full in-home process, Doug Cartwright, in the sales training portal.
Put that in the archives, baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I probably watched it 100 times when I started, just like watching you sell and learning from you.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. When I left, the video team told me it was the most watched sales training video in Vivint history.
Telling you.
There we go. And I have a copy of it on my computer.
So I was contributing to the plays.
I'll donate it to the Smithsonian.
Yes, you
Put this in the archives, baby.
I think people could still benefit from it today.
Hey, if you're at Vivint and you want a copy of that, join Alchemy and you get a copy of it. So
join Alchemy Sales Coaching.
Pays for itself.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's just really cool to see where Vivint's at right now. It feels, it makes me happy that it's back. Its swagger's back. There's confidence. The numbers have never been better. I've got so many great friends that are still there and they're thriving and they're loving it. And it's just like, it feels great because there's a moment now it's kind of like, I was a little sad, but it feels really cool and it's really exciting. And I think you're right. It's like, I think it's one of the best places, if not the best place to be right now with so much uncertainty in the industry.
Yep.
And, I think this is my perspective, unbiased. If you are, and you might grill me on this, so push back. If you're brand new, if you're 18, 19, 20, I would actually recommend you to go do pest control. Because it teaches you how to work. Because no one works harder than pest control guys. Yeah, you're working from sun up to sundown, right?
I could probably agree.
I'd go to the grit. I'd go work with John Taylor in the grit. Love JT and what they're doing at the grit. Love JT, one of my best friends. I'd go work at the grit. When you're ready to evolve and up level and get into equity and leadership and like really learn the art of selling. If you want to learn the art of selling, not just completing transactions, but like the art of selling.
Yeah.
Be a bit.
Yeah.
Because it's an emotional sell. You have to be very well versed as a salesman.
Yeah.
And with solar, I think solar could be really good if you're in a year-round market. If you have more of a family, you want to be in a market and kind of settled in, and you want to, my wife's from California. She wants to live in California. Okay, that makes sense. Go do year-round in California. Solar is actually, incredible too. The setter closer model is really helpful for people who might be feeling the burnout. Yeah. And that makes a lot of sense. And so maybe older, kind of worn down old dogs kind of feeling the burn. But if you're kind of like fired up, you're young, you're ambitious, you want to learn the art of sales, you want leadership, and you want crazy upside and get equity in a company that's thriving, I mean, Vivint's the spot. So that's how I see it. It's kind of pest control, Vivint, and then kind of more senior people. Solar makes most sense.
I agree with that. I think where Vivint really separates itself, and I don't know if you know Ty Thorne, but he said this on a podcast the other day, but he's like, Vivint gives you the opportunity to play for decades.
Totally.
Like it really, like you can plant your flag and that company's not going.
Well, who I look at, one of my closest friends is Aaron Doria. Yeah. Right. Me and Aaron, when we first started, when we were at Vivint together, we were kind of similar. right? Similar size team, similar size sales rep. I bounce. He's planted his flag, and he's one of the top earners of the company now. Yeah. And I'm like, there's so many times I see Aaron's post and his stats, and I'm just like, dang, if I just would have stayed at Vivint, who knows what would have happened, you know? And I had my LTIP. I had LTIP and I had 313 equity, and I sold it, you know, because I wanted to cash out. And then every now and then I'll look at what it'd be worth. And it's painful.
Dude, I'm sorry.
It's painful.
Painful.
That hurts. You 7 figures I left on the table. Plus.
Yeah, more. Probably multiple 7 figures.
And I'm just like,
yeah, that's a gut shot.
Yeah. But I'm like, no, I love what I'm doing now. I love Alchemy. It's fulfilling. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you guys are crushing it. You probably have over 100 members.
Yeah, we're crushing.
I mean, you guys are absolutely killing it. And your impact's felt at scale too. And like everybody knows who you are and what you're doing in the door-to-door space. So I would definitely say that
it's the right move.
Hindsight is 20/20.
That's the right move. Yep. Well, let's do this, Dallas, right? So you're moving into your 9th year, right? What do you wish your first year, second year, third year, early day versions of Dallas, if you could speak to those versions of Dallas now, what would you say to him? You know, he's kind of young, new manager, right? Managing for the first time, right? Now that you're 9 years in, right? What would you say to that younger version of Dallas who might be feeling nervous about the summer, feeling insecure, feeling the fear of failure? What if it doesn't work out? Because I know that's a collective feeling about right now.
Yeah.
What if the summer doesn't work out? What if my guys fail? What if the market sucks, right? These are the fears that people are having right now, right? So if you could go back to that version of Dallas who's in that state, what would you say to him?
So what if it does work out? What if it goes better than you could have ever imagined, right? What if you go crush it? Like, I guess I would have, this is Todd Peterson 101. I would have thought bigger, faster, for sure. I kind of just took baby steps, and it's like, well, once I do this, I'll be able to recruit more. Once I do this, I'll sell more. And it was just like all self-imposed limiting beliefs that effectively didn't need to exist, that did for whatever reason. And it's just like, you get to a certain point at this job where it's no longer emotional. Like, it is hard. That first few years when you're like really trying to figure out how to sell.
Coaster.
You're just
up and down.
And then you get to a certain level. I don't want to say mastery, right? Because I don't think I'm a master. There's people way better than me. But you get to a certain point where it's like, I'm going to show up today and I'm going to go sell 2 or 3 accounts. And even if I don't today, it'll probably be 3 or 4 tomorrow. And if it's not 3 or 4 tomorrow, it might be 5 or 6 on Wednesday. But eventually, you've done it for so long.
Law of averages always.
You just know that. I can't tell you how many times throughout the course of my career it's been. I've had multiple times it was nothing through Friday and then 7 or 8 on Saturday.
Yep.
It was just like, I didn't change anything. It was the same pitch.
It's respecting the process.
Same work ethic, same everything. Just paid off on Saturday.
Yeah. One thing I would love your input on too is for new reps, managers who are going out this summer and they're married for the first time, right? How do you balance? Because last year was a lot for you, right? And you're able to pull it together, right? But what advice would you have to new managers, new reps who are bringing a spouse or a girlfriend out for the first time this summer? How do you balance that?
Balance? I don't know if there really is. And what you got to understand is this: if you go out and you do not make it worth your while financially, you might lose some support from the sets. One of the biggest struggles those new reps that are married have is it might take 3 years or 4 years for you to get to the point where it feels like it's worth the sacrifices that you're making to be out there. So my advice, I guess, if you're in that position, take it for what you will, is go make it freaking worth it. Like, I don't know if you're going to have balance in the summertime. You probably won't. If you want to do it at a really high level, you're going to leave early and get home late quite a few nights. You were the top rep at Vivint. You did it at the highest level possible. It takes way more than most people want to give. Yep.
You have to be all in.
Yeah. So my advice is don't do it half-ass. Like, go all the way in and pay respect to your spouse by taking advantage of the opportunity. That's it for me. It's like, I can't tell you a secret way that I'm doing it better than anybody. We wake up, we spend our time together in the morning. I get home late, we eat dinner, and we go to bed. I don't know what more you're going to get out of. Yeah.
How do you balance the dad role? How do you take time to put on the role as a dad with your kids in the summer?
Yeah.
So I'm Sundays, or
I make sure every morning that, I make my kids breakfast. We spend some good time together. I'll take them out into the complex pool, or we'll go hit wiffle balls, or we'll do something fun together in the morning. I'm definitely limited hours, so I'm trying to make sure that those hours count. And then God bless my wife. She's amazing. She's the best. Oftentimes in the summer, she'll let them stay awake until I get home so that I can come home and put them to bed. And it seriously means the world to me more than anything, because it's hard. Like, she could put them to bed 2 hours before I get home a lot of nights, and she could get a break because she's out there. She's alone. She's got no support system, and she's raising these babies by herself effectively.
She sounds like an amazing woman.
She's an amazing woman. So for her to, keep them up 2 hours later than she has to, and let them be awake when their dad gets home, it seriously means the world to me. So just trying to make sure that the hours that I do get with them, they count, and then
present, fully there.
Yep, exactly.
Well, Dallas, there's 2 role plays I want to do with you. So first, I want to hear your door approach. So I'll be a customer. And then the second role play we're going to do is we're going to pretend that I'm a first-year rep, and we're 3 weeks into this season. I've sold 0 accounts, and I'm calling you because I want to go home.
Okay.
So we'll do that one second. So first, let's do just your typical smart home door approach.
Switch over or freshie? I'm a switch over guy.
You're a switch over guy.
I can go either way.
Let's hear a switch over. Okay. So I've got an ADT sign out in front of my house.
Oh, you're done.
I've got a Ring doorbell.
Easy.
And I have a camera.
Okay.
Over my driveway.
Love it.
Cool.
Hey man, what's up?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. You the king of the castle?
That's me.
Depends on the day.
Depends on the day, exactly.
Just kidding, man. I'll be quick. My name is Dallas. I'm with Vivint. I'm sure you guys seen all the orange signs.
Oh yeah, we've got the ADT system.
Actually, that's the exact reason I was swinging by. I saw you guys had the ADT system. Nothing wrong with it, Doug. I'm sure you guys love the system.
Everything's working great. We love it. It's
like
awesome.
I said, everybody loves it. One thing that Mary across the street, she just switched over with us. She loved the fact that our cameras recorded 24 hours and they don't go down without the Wi-Fi. My job's super simple. If you're willing to keep our sign out, it's going to help us get more business. Your neighbors drive by, they'll see the sign, they're going to know who to call when they get one. In favor, we'll actually buy you out of that ADT contract. We bribe you to come over with cameras that record 24 hours and get you a better deal. Now, Doug, I'm assuming you're obviously not married to ADT for any crazy reason, right?
They've been great. We love it. We use it.
Yeah. Sweet. Well, my job's super simple. My job's not to sign you up. All I'll do is get you the information. I'll leave you my number. You guys can call me back if you ever get tired of ADT. Sound fair enough?
Cool.
Perfect. You want my shoes off or on?
Cool. Sweet. I like that. Yeah. Really not invasive, right? Agreeing with where they're at. You used a line that I love that actually teach a lot of people of it. So if you're listening to this and you're struggling with your door approach, my favorite line, whatever they say, you just respond with, that's exactly why we're here.
Yep.
We already got a system. That's exactly why we're here. We're not interested. That's exactly why we're here, because most people aren't interested until it's too late. Yep. And at that point, got broken into, you'll spend $3,000 or $4,000 on a system. Yep. Not interested. That's why we're here. Already have a system. That's why we're here.
Yep. We have a saying. It's always agree and never believe.
Always agree and never believe.
What is anybody going to do if you disagree with everything they say on? They're going to get confrontation.
Always agree and never believe.
That's it.
Sauce.
That's the doors.
Sauce.
Yep.
Great. And I'm assuming your fresh is pretty similar.
Yeah, minus just take out the ADT part. Yeah, it's effectively the same thing.
My takeover and fresh were almost exactly the same.
Yep, same.
Cool. All right, so I'm a first-year rep. Been 3 weeks.
Okay.
It's 3:00 p.m.
Okay.
You're driving out to area.
I just picked up the phone.
Pick up the phone.
Hey, Doug, what's up?
Hey, Dallas. Hey, I've just been thinking about it, I just don't know if sales is for me. And so I've actually made the decision that I'm actually gonna go home. I'm not making any money out here. But I appreciate you having me out, but I'm just not a sales guy. So yeah. I think I'm gonna head home.
Yeah, I completely understand. Why do you feel like that?
I mean, it's been 3 weeks. Everyone's sold an account already. I've sold 0. The one account I sold, they canceled. It's just, I just don't know if I'm cut out for this.
Yeah, I got you. One thing a lot of people say is that sales isn't for everybody. And I think I disagree in some sense or another. If me and you were born 2,000 years ago, and you were a hunter and your wife was a gatherer and you had to go out and hunt to provide for your family, I don't think many hunters went out there and it was really hard and they just said, you know what, this isn't for me. I'm just going to go home and let their family starve. Now, I'm not saying that you have to do this for the rest of your life, Doug, but what I do know is this: if you quit at this, you'll quit at everything you do for the rest of your life. So whether you sell one more account for the rest of the summer, or whether you finish the top rookie, and believe me, Doug, I've had guys come out and not sell for a month and finish the summer at 100 deals. What I do know is that you're quitting on yourself. You're quitting on the team and the commitments you've made to other people. I got your back, dude. I'm here for you. I want to walk you through this. If you need to shadow again, let's do it. If you want to come over to my apartment at 11 o'clock tonight and role play, like, I am more than happy. I'm in your corner. I want to do whatever I can to make you successful. Let's go to dinner tonight and talk about it a little bit more. And if ultimately you want to go home, I'm not going to hold it against you. I'll still love you, dude. We'll still be buddies. But I truly do see potential in you, and I know that you can figure this out. So let's have a talk, and before you decide to call it quits, let's see if we can figure it out.
Cool. I like that. So let's switch.
Okay.
I'm gonna role play it how I would do it as a manager.
Love it.
Cool.
Hey, Doug, I've been out here for 3 weeks. I've made no sales. I think I want to go home.
Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I'm sure you're probably feeling really frustrated.
Super.
Yeah, I get that, man. This job is so hard. Right? And I'm sure you're feeling, I always tell people, this job will make you question your existence as a human being.
Yeah.
Have you had those moments?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I totally get it, man. I remember being there myself. So just want to be really, is it okay if I'm direct with you?
Yes.
I'm just gonna be really direct with you and just know that, like, whatever decision you make won't hurt my feelings. My job is I just want to make sure you're making the best decision for yourself. Right? So remind me, Dallas, what was the main reason why you came out this summer?
I wanted to learn better skills and make money.
Yeah. And what were the skill sets you were really excited to learn?
Communication, negotiation, leadership, speaking.
Yeah. Cool. So we've been out here for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Right. We're still kind of learning those skill sets.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you haven't mastered them yet, have you?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Wouldn't be at nothing on 3 weeks.
Yeah, I get it, man. So, let me just share this with you, right? So, Dallas, imagine that I'm morbidly obese.
Okay.
And I want to get in shape.
Yeah.
Do you kind of know what I need to do to get in shape?
Yeah.
What do I need to do?
You need to eat better and go to the gym.
I need to eat better and go to the gym. Anything else I should do?
I think that would pretty much get it done.
Cool. So let's say it's 3 weeks from now. And I call you up. I'm like, Dallas, I've ate perfect. And I went to the gym every day the last 3 weeks. And I'm still 75 pounds overweight. Didn't work. What would you say to me?
So you need to do it for more than 3 weeks, Doug.
4 weeks?
Forever.
Okay, so let's say I commit to this thing. Is it possible that I would look different in 9 months?
Definitely.
Which workout was it where everything changed?
None. It was all of them collectively.
Yeah. So it's kind of common knowledge between us, right? Mm-hmm. So this job is very similar to that, right? This job is really hard. It'll make you question your existence as a human being. It'll stretch you in ways you didn't even know possible. And what I really admire about you, Dallas, is that you came out here wanting to learn new skills on communication, sales, right? Hard work. If you could learn those at home on masterclass on your laptop, you would have stayed home and learned them on your masterclass at your home, at your laptop, on your home. But you decided to bank on yourself and commit and come out. Right? And unfortunately, I wish you could get all your sales in 3 weeks. But unfortunately, this job is going to push you in ways you didn't know was possible. So let me ask you this. What's the biggest fear you have right now? If you were to stay, what would be your biggest fear of what would happen?
I stay out here, I make no sales, and I make no money.
Yeah, so it sounds like you're afraid that if you stayed out the whole summer, you'll keep working hard, sweating, getting yelled at, door slammed on your face, and you're going to come home with a zero.
Yeah.
And I haven't made any money.
Yes.
That makes a lot of sense. All right, let me ask you this. Have you ever seen the movie Men in Black? Mm-hmm. Right. So let's say I pulled out that little laser pen and I flashed it in front of your eyes, and all of the fear you've ever had in your life, fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear I'm not going to make any money, fear this isn't going to work. All of your fear just completely vanished from your brain, evaporated from your being. You never had any fear ever. Who would you be without that fear?
I'd be a better version of myself.
Yeah. How would you feel without any fear?
Pretty invincible.
Invincible? What else? How else would you feel?
Strong.
Strong?
Like a winner.
A winner.
Yeah.
Cool. Now, how would you act if you didn't have any fear? How would you act? What would your day look like if you had no fear?
Move boldly and confidently and
Yeah,
you'd
attack the doors. You'd be bold. You'd take up space. You'd speak directly. Would your shoulders be back or hunched over?
Back. Would
your tonality of voice be clear and direct or timid?
It'd be clear and direct.
Clear and direct. Sounds like you'd have a lot of certainty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So here's all I'm going to ask you to do. And if you don't want to do it, I totally get it. For the next week, I want you to act and feel like you had no fear. Embrace certainty, embrace confidence, embrace boldness, and just work from that space, that energy of I'm confident, I got this, I can do this. And if 1 week you don't get any sales, we can go home. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Cool. And I'm going to do my best to make sure you understand the pitch. So I'm going to ask you to come over tonight at 11 o'clock and we're going to practice your pitch. And then tomorrow morning, I'm going to ask you to come to the meeting an hour early because we're going to practice our pitch again. Right. I'll commit to you if you can commit to me. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Cool. You got this, brother.
Damn, Doug. I'd never quit if you were my manager. That was good. Your tonality you do it well, dude. Your tonality, your everything, the way you carry yourself in that conversation. I felt like we were in it.
You want to go knock right now? We're going to go knock right now.
I'm trying to not quit ever again.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
So one thing I just want people to listen here in this, right? And I know you know this subconsciously, is that if you experience a lack of commitment in your company, in your region, in your downline, whether that's reps showing up to meeting, it's reps not selling, it's reps not doing the trainings. If you experience if this is in a romantic relationship, if this is in a friendship, right? If you experience the lack of commitment in any capacity in your life, it is always due to the fear of failure. It's always due to the fear of failure. What happens when you have a young kid and you recruit him, right? And he's absolutely fired up and he's 100% certain he's going to crush it. What are his behaviors?
He's studying hard. He's confident.
Is he going on every blitz?
Going on every blitz.
Does he go to Vivint just to go be at Vivint?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean just to hang out? Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
He's showing up.
That kid is a corporate, eating the free lunch.
He's hanging out because he has no fear of failure.
Yeah.
Right. So if you experience the lack of commitment in your romantic relationship, in a friend group, in a family dynamic, in recruiting, in selling, and leading, it's always due to the fear of failure. So my favorite question is, if you had no fear, who would you be without fear? How would you act and how would you feel? Okay. If you just act and feel and embrace that for 1 week, and you don't get any deals, I'm totally in your corner. You can go home.
Damn. Bars.
Because if someone shows up for a whole week in a state of confidence and enthusiasm and strength and boldness, and their body is bold and direct, and they work all the hours for a whole week, what's going to happen?
They're going to go make sales.
They're going to sell and count.
Yep.
Right.
100%.
They're going to sell and count.
100%.
Yeah.
Free game.
Right
here on the Alchemy Podcast with Doug Cartwright.
Well, we're going a little over here, Dallas. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. One of my favorite questions I want to end with you is like, what does the next 6 months look like for your division, region, right? What are you fired up for this year?
Yeah, our goal this year is to be the number one office at Vivint. And so the next 6 months looks like, the next month and a half looks like just high.
Who are your top competitors? Elliott, Audi, Bora?
Yeah, we got Ty Thorne. Ran the top team at Vivint last year. They were in Memphis, did right around 4,000 accounts.
Yep.
We were pacing those guys a lot of the summer till I had my stuff go on. We were doing 150 a week out the gate, so we were ripping. A lot. Jaden Howell's team will go crush it for sure.
He's always at the top.
Yeah, there's a lot of those guys that'll definitely go out and crush it, but more so just focus on internally, what inputs do we have to do to go get there. This next month and a half is really like buckled down. This is when the recruiting happens. If you're still getting after it, there's not a better time than the last month right before summer.
I agree wholeheartedly. The best time to recruit in this industry is between now and April 15th.
It's right now. Everybody's looking. If they're unsatisfied with their company, they're debating going other places. The college kids are looking for an internship. So for us, it's a lot of days on campus. It's info nights every Wednesday night. Like we have a very dialed system right now that we're pulling guys from.
I've got more gas for you. I've got to just give you the gas. I know we're over. So I've made a big shift with a lot of guys I work with.
Okay.
We don't do info nights anymore. Here's why.
Why?
Who wants to go to an info night?
Nobody.
Nobody wants to go to info night. So if you're listening to this, listen up, take notes, listeners. You still have that meeting, but you call it a free training. So we're doing a free training tonight on campus to all the top entrepreneurs of the top skill sets you need to be successful in 2026.
Love it.
Free training.
That sounds way better.
Right. I'm on campus. Hey, I'm Dallas. I'm a top entrepreneur in the northern Utah area. Made over $1 million. I'm a multimillionaire. I'm giving a free training to everyone on campus tonight on the top skill sets you need to be a top entrepreneur and be financially free in 2026.
Money. That sounds way better than info night.
Who wants to go to that?
Everyone.
So then you go out and you give free flyers.
Yep.
Top skill sets you need to be successful in 2026 to be a top entrepreneur from a self-made millionaire. Give out the flyers, give out the flyers, give out the flyers. People come to the meeting. You just give a badass training on communication, on sales, on leadership, on mindset. Oh, how did I learn all of this? Oh, check this out. A little company called Vivint. We have an opportunity this summer. If you want to work directly with me, I will personally mentor you all summer. And you can make up to $100,000 this summer. Apply to work with me. I can only take a couple people.
Bang. That's great.
Sauce. There's some free sauce for you.
That is free sauce.
There's some free sauce for you.
Definitely changing the flyer from info night to...
Yeah. No one wants to go to info night.
Yeah.
People want free trainings. So here's the mindset shift for listeners. Before you go you don't want to convince anybody to work for you. No one wants to be convinced. But you can ask people after you provide value. So my goal when I'm on campus, when I'm recruiting, is how can I provide so much value to this person that they feel fulfilled and excited? Then I can ask.
Bang.
Right? So value, value, value. Here's free sauce. Here's mindset. Here's skills you need. Here's a free training. Here's sales. We don't care if you come work for us. But how did I learn all this? I learned it through Vivint, and I'm hiring, and I'll mentor you this summer. Can't take everyone. No
That's
pressure.
Amazing.
Now it's like, I want that.
Yeah.
Because no one wants to go to an info meeting.
Yeah, that's a bar right there.
Yeah.
That's great.
So take that.
I will definitely take that.
Yeah. Well, Dallas, we're over time, brother, but I appreciate you coming on. I could talk to you for hours. I'm sure we're going to do this again post-summer.
It was great.
Right? So I want to hear how it all goes. And I appreciate your vulnerability. I've got so much compassion for you and your wife and your family.
Thank you.
And I just know that given your mindset and everything you've been through, that you're going to have an absolutely incredible year. And it's very clear to me that the best of Dallas is yet to come.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Got a lot of love for you and what you do. And I think everybody could use some Doug Cartwright in their life. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate you, Doug.
Thanks, Alice.